Hello YouTube, this is going to be a Q&A video focused on Metroid games. You asked questions, I will answer them. What is your favorite thing about Metroid? Whatever it's gameplay or part of the story, I'm curious about your thoughts and feelings. My favorite thing about Metroid games has always been the atmospheric feeling when exploring planets and so forth. Having Samus getting more powerful throughout the game just feels really amazing. There's a lot of item pickups that are optional completely too. Music is really great, especially in the Prime games. When it comes to story, I don't really look at it too much, but it's interesting because there's some mysteries in the Metroid universe still, and there's more Metroid games coming out in the near future, hopefully. When Prime 4 releases and you're going through your first playthrough, are you looking for things that could help you speedrun, or mostly just going to enjoy it? At first, I always value my first playthrough. I try to not look too much for speedrun stuff, but if I get any ideas while doing my first playthrough, I will test it, but I don't want to start practicing it or so. I want to finish the game first, then I will start focusing on doing any speedrun stuff. If you get 100,000 subs, will you do a Metroid speedrun marathon dressed as Samus or Zero Suit Samus? I'm close to 20,000 subs. I still have a long way to go, but sure, why not? Bring it on, sub to me if you want to see me as a Zero Suit Samus. If Prime 2 also gets remastered and loses OOP ether like Prime 1 did, OOP stands for out of bounds. Do you think the current 80% route will still be viable? No, never. If there is no ether in Prime 2 remastered, if it ever happens, that route will never be possible. It requires ether a lot for many of the out of bounds sections. This is more of a general question, which I appreciate, but how do you approach learning a speedrun from scratch? Where do you start and how do you practice? This is a really good question because everybody will have different answers. I've been speedrunning for 15 years or more than that, and my way to practice and learn a new game from scratch, I like going from the start to finish, doing no resets often, then picking up pieces by pieces, see what I can improve on and what I think I should focus on. Let's say there's a hardest trick in a game. That's definitely something you should focus on and put your time into. Then something that is an easy section that takes 5 minutes. I don't think it's that further to practice unless you want to optimize it. I enjoy learning a game and just getting better slowly but slowly instead of practicing a lot offline. So the short answer is that go through the game from the start to finish, pick the pieces where you can improve on, then start learning from there. Hey Samurai, one trick I for some reason never managed to land consistently was the instant spark from Metroid Dread. Dread is one of my favorite games of all time, and one of my most speedrun games ever, so I would appreciate it if you would help out. Love your content. Thank you. For Instant Shine Spark, I do have a tutorial video in my channel that can help you to understand it, but I will teach it right now. There are many ways to do Instant Shine Spark, and I will teach you 2 of them, because those are the only ones I know. When you get Shine Spark ready, you need to blast shift to the left or to the right. But make sure you don't go mid-air, because then it wouldn't work exactly the same way. You want to be on a flat ground, or you want to go blast shift up the hill, like this, and immediately jump after the blast shift, while holding a direction. The other method is done from spinning, and for that the inputs are pressing the shoot button and jump at the same time while you're in a spinning. While holding a direction, you get to use Instant Shine Spark mid-air like that. When will Metroid Prime 2 and 3 Remastered come out? Today. I genuinely would like to know how to get faster at beating the final boss. What is the trick with the pool of Phazon in hyper mode? I won't be able to explain Essence in a full detail without having an own video made, so I will explain it briefly. You want to shoot hyper mode to Metroid Prime, then immediately stop shooting and make it to move. You want to manipulate essence to move or do an attack or something in between the shots. When that's done, eventually it will create a new pool of Phazon. And when it does that, you just shoot all of the Phazon of the old pool to it. Then you rinse and repeat. That is the best and a short way I can explain it without going too much into detail, so this video wouldn't be too long. Hey Samurai man, I'm trying to learn space jump boots early. I think I understand the trick from your tutorial and others as well, but I haven't made it up on the ledge yet. I feel like I'm messing up that spring jump off of the second bomb jump. When do you time yours to make it more doable for yourself? I apologize beforehand that I didn't explain exactly everything for the tutorial video, because balancing on a rock is quite difficult and some people have been asking, how do you balance on it, how do you balance on it? But your question was about landing on the ledge. It's a very thin edge, it's not easy to land on, so I would say keep trying, but I can give you one tip. Don't hold forward too much when you unmorph. The ledge is very thin, you can't land on it if you hold too much forward. What is your favorite Metroid boss fight and why? In Metroid Prime 2 Quadraxis, I like the arena and I like the phases, how the fight goes on. What is your favorite Metroid area/room? Speedrunner drifts in Metroid Prime 1. What is your favorite Metroid game to speedrun? Metroid Prime 1. Least favorite? Hard to say, but I would say Samus Returns. It's weird. I don't know. I have to pick something, right? Do you think there's a way to get space jump before any other item, like in the Metroid Prime for GameCube, but we haven't found it yet? I wouldn't be surprised we find one, but I'm honestly more thinking that it's not gonna happen, because the remastered version's early space jump is exactly the same as it is in a Wii version. And there's no way for Wii version to get it early, except with a scan dashing that is dash only. Dash means dual assisted speedrun, aka it's not made by a human player, it's done with an emulator with solo downs. A quick explanation. Does Turbo Fire help that much for Metroid Dread? Does it really make that much of a difference? It does make a difference for the final boss fights. It requires lots of mashing. Chozo shoulders with a spear, those require smashing. You can use missiles too, but they're slower, and mashing is just way more DPS, especially against the final boss fight as well. How about we talk about cooking recipes instead? No. What glitch was the most important that was patched? And do you think there's a way to find a workaround to still do that glitch? The infinite speed is a glitch that was used to get a power bomb expansion early in Magma Pool room in Chozo Ruins, but it doesn't work in a remastered version. You cannot get stuck in between the wall and the crates. That was the part of the trick. Is there a workaround for it? I doubt that, but who knows? Maybe someone will find something silly that will actually work as a workaround. Are there any cool sequence breaks that don't require fall crawling? The only sequence break in Metroid Prime Remastered right now is unfortunately early space jump boots. Do you wish that we could play a VR version of these games? Ooh, I would be really excited to try that out if that ever happens. Which 2D game takes the most skill to speedrun? Super Metroid. Kinda about speedrunning, but why does Out of Bounds Remastered actually have gravity? The original made you just float. Is it because of the engine? I don't know honestly anything about the engine. I would believe they are using the same engine, then they just improved it and removed the floatiness from Out of Bounds. Can we still get Plasma Beam early? And how do you missile spam in Remastered? Plasma Beam early tutorial video is in my channel, you can check it out there. Then Rapid Fire Missile short video is also in my YouTube channel. We discovered how to skip the first energy tank in Corruption yet. That is honestly a very good question. I don't think there's even a way to go out of bounds in that area. And you need an E-tank to use a hyper mode too. Will you be doing Metroid Dread World Record Progression video? I honestly don't know, am I the right person to do that in a near future? Also, I think it's a bit too early for that. Gotta wait a couple more years, then it would make sense to make a Metroid Dread World Record Progression. How can you get enough height to get the Artifact of Life Giver before the gravity suit in Metroid Prime? You know, in a room where you get the wave beam combo. It's very simple actually. Take out Scan and target something that is above the room. Then go nearby the wall, and against the wall you want to jump, then release the joystick during the first jump, then jump again to get out of water. Prime 2-3 runs again sometime soon. Someday. I don't know when, but I wanna do speedruns of those again in the near future. Most likely after The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom release. Which movement decks are still in the remastered version of Prime 1? Movement is a little dry without the battle scan dash as an example. The game is still great without question, of course. There's like nothing left, honestly. It is very similar to Wii versions, Metroid Prime. Hello, I am not very good even at regular difficulty at any Metroid games, but I want to speedrun. Which game is the best to start and how is a speedrun training? Every Metroid game is hard in their own way. But Metroid Zero Mission has an easy difficulty. I would say that might be the easiest to start with. Alright, that will be the end of the video. Thank you for watching this and don't forget to subscribe. Because every YouTuber says that anyway. They are so hungry for the subs. Anyway, bye!